Welcome back. You can call me Grim. Consider me your guide in the darkness. Now, grab your cookies as we sink into another episode of Grim and Ghostly. Let's talk about Spirit Box, not the Canadian metal group, although they use an element of Spirit Box in their music, and this is part of where the band got their name. A spirit box is a common tool used in ghost hunting. If you have ever watched any paranormal, ghost hunter type shows, you will probably be mildly acquainted with this device. I myself am very interested in playing around with some spirit boxes when I can. I look forward to getting more intimately familiar with them. Sorry. Innuendos aside. Okay, now that I've satisfied my monkey brain, a spirit box is a modified radio that rapidly scans AM and FM frequencies, with the belief that spirits can manipulate these signals to communicate between our realm and others. You can listen to the static and hope spirits can communicate through forming words in the frequency and the white noise through scanning these frequencies. The rapid scanning is supposedly allowing spirits to more easily pull words from the frequencies. Skeptics claim that this is audio pareidolia, which in essence is creating loose association from something that is not there. Kind of like shadows that look like people. Meaningful sounds out of endless background noises. Our brains look for patterns and familiar noises, trying to make sense of them. The human mind is easily fooled or convinced. If we are looking for something, it is easy for us to form that association. Find spirit boxes readily available on the internet. I got this one for something like $20-30 off the internet. This one comes with sensors that alert you to paranormal activity or read changes in temperature. You can choose your sweep speed, type of frequencies, and other adjustments for your on-the-go investigator. It is something that you can buy and play around with on your own. However, from the comments I saw on how to use these, it was recommended that you don't use it where you live. Now, this seems like some sound sense to me, because as now you've opened up a line of communication to other planes of existence. This is now like a beacon saying, "Hey, I will listen. Here's my number, and all spirits are welcome." When I say all spirits, I mean all spirits. The good, the bad, the ugly. And there's some spirits, I don't know, I would prefer probably not to mess around with. It's also saying, hey, come, stay, no matter your intentions. So maybe take that into consideration when playing around with your newly purchased spirit box. You can also find spirit box apps available on your device. As with any of these though, the effectiveness is questionable. But who's to say you can't have a little bit of fun playing around with it and see what you can actually hear from these devices. If any of you have ever had any experiences or played around with them, I'd be curious to know your experiences. So let me know down in the comments below. Now, let's get to the spirit box a little bit more. The spirit box, or the ghost box, originates from an investigator, Frank Sumption, to bridge the gap between the worlds. This was invented in 2002. Although Frank was the creator of this particular version, there are concepts that go back to the early 20th century with inventors like Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison envisioned the development of the scientific technology, allowing us to communicate with the dead. Thomas Edison came up with the concept of the spirit phone. He researched this idea in the 1920s, rooted in his theory that life consists of indestructible, energetic storms. He sought to create a device to detect these entities. The spirit phone would remain a theory and would not be completed by Edison. In 1980, William O'Neill, a self-proclaimed comedian, along with George Meek, a medium, used 13 audio frequencies to allegedly communicate with spirits in a two-way, real-time communication called the Spirit Com. Meek had attended a seance hosted by O'Neill, where he made contact with the spirit of an American scientist, George Jeffreys Miller, who had died 14 years prior. This is where they got the inspiration. He met up with O'Neill, who could help with a needed component of this communication. This component is bioplasmic. Bioplasm is a substance containing 12 essential cell salts that help with cellular health. This refers to a 19th century term for living self, an increasing matter and theoretical concept in mind and body communication. This further breaks down into concepts of bioplasm body, the aura, and field containing a mixture of positive and negative particles, the fifth state of matter. Energy comes from this, acting as a biosemiconductor containing electromagnetic, acoustic, and magnetic field. These are thought to be constantly renewed by chemical and metabolic processes within the cells, as mentioned before with the bioplasm. So, essentially, O'Neill would be acting as the biosemiconductor to help with communications of the spirit world. This device was never able to be reproduced. While these share similar principles to the spirit box, this is not where the idea for the spirit box came from. Frank's idea came from an article on the electronic voice phenomena, EVP, or unexplained, often whispering voice-like sounds captured on audio recordings, frequently found in static or white noise. The spirit box is referred to as a completed version of Edison's spirit phone. Frank, like O'Neill, claims to have received the design from the spirit world. There are many different versions of these concepts. Some involve temperature, camera, infrared, humidity, and more. This is a complex field, and a lot goes into communicating with and capturing these pesky spirits. So the next time, pay respect the next time you're thinking about who you're going to call, because it's a lot harder than they make it look. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Grim and Ghostly. Now, turn off the lights, turn on your spirit box, or spirit box the band, and listen to the whispers and the static. And I will see you on the next episode of Grim and Ghostly. Don't forget to like and subscribe.